starts now.
We are in for a doozy today, the epic finale of John Dillinger and Little Bohemia. Babyface Nelson, John Dillinger, and the rest of the gang are on the run. Will they evade the FBI? And we'll get a chance to hear from MVP Aaron Rodgers on his pre-Jeopardy rituals. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. Trees for Tomorrow, an environmental education center in Eagle River, can now teach you how to compost. You can register for one of the classes they have coming up on April 17th or May 16th. Educators will give instructions on setting up and using your high-quality backyard composter, how to reduce waste, build soil, and increase self-reliance. A backyard composter is included in the class. You can go to treesfortomorrow.com to sign up. A lot of groups are making the decision to make or break plans for 2021 events. The Hmong Center in Wausau is the latest to take the leap. The Hmong Wausau Festival is planned for July 31st and August 1st. It will be held at the East Bay Sports Complex off of Kent Street in Wausau. The public is invited to attend to experience Hmong culture. Marathon County, by the way, is the home to the largest population of Hmong in the state. The famous Paul Bunyan's Cook Shanty has set some plans for a soft opening next month. In mid-May, Paul Bunyan's will open its bakery with its famous donuts. And later that same month, takeout will be available. Those are the plans, at least. Labor has been really hard to come by. Paul Bunyan's has relied on international workers for 25 years, and COVID-19 has put a full stop to that stream. When thunder roars, go indoors. Before you brush that warning off, you've got to take a look at this. This is footage outside of Watoma High School in Wisconsin. A lightning strike obliterates a tree at 8:30 Thursday morning. There were no injuries reported and no other damage to the property. So say it with me, folks, when thunder roars, go indoors. Meteorologist Devin Biggs joins us now. Devin, thanks for pulling a double shift for us today.
Anything for the team, Dan, and the weather. Thankfully, no thunder across the region today to knock any trees down, but we do have more rain showers we are watching and clouds that are moving through as well. So we're watching rain moving in from the east to the west. Over in Plover, though, the sun's starting to peek out, but you can see more clouds starting to show up again. They got the fountain going there. So again, we're starting to stay low to more rain showers again. As we talked about even this morning, we're watching more rain moving through, but the low pressure center right around it here now since this morning. So we're starting to get this out of here, but we got to keep it just a little bit longer before we finally say goodbye. I know the sunshine's probably a nice tease too. A little bit of a break before another system starts to approach from the south. But here it is. This is all of it right here. And once we get this through, things will begin to ease up. But we are watching again this low pressure system right here. This will lift off toward the north as we head towards Saturday afternoon through Sunday. And that's our next round for rain chances. We have daily chances of rain today all the way through Tuesday. We've already seen plenty of rain this month, 1.6 inches so far. That's not counting today so far. We'll add that in after today's total. But look at these temperatures so far. Temperatures making into the lower to middle 50s, and temperatures will begin to cool off soon as well. We'll break this down on your hourly forecast here. Temperatures cooling off to the upper 40s by around 10 p.m. on and off. Chances for a little bit of rain. We'll step over here with around middle 40s. So we'll stabilize as we head towards early tomorrow morning. As the rain begins to taper off, we'll have to watch for a little bit of fog as well. A lot more coming up after the break.
Mornings are brighter with News Watch 12 today. Wake up from 5 to 7 with your morning news team. Peter Dubois, Sierra Whaley, and Devin Biggs. News Watch 12.
Using the green screen, I can show you anywhere in the world instantly. Let's go here. But when do I actually go anywhere in the world? I head over to Rhinelander, Oneida County Airport. This month, I'll be hopping on Delta and flying around the world. Join me in early May as I travel around the world to see where Delta takes me.
35, it'll get $35,000 to $40,000 to $45,000. Howdy, folks. Wayne Yoder, the auctioneer, here to tell you about our May 22nd classic car auction. No need to transport your classic car across the world to be sold when we can bring the world of buyers to your car and make it a star. Offering 5 ways to bid. Consign your car or entire car collection for top dollar. Go to yodersold.com or call us today and be in our classic car auction on May 22nd.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Gotta get some corn.
Oh, cool. Turkey. You got to pick the cut you want off the beef trolley.
In a crazy world, you need Cozy TV.
We're back. Now that Jeff's gone, we can watch another Aaron Rodgers interview. This time he answered, what are his pre-Jeopardy rituals?
Sometimes, you know, even the best, the sharpest mental folks, which I try and be, we have some negative self-talk that comes up from time to time, whether before a game or before a show. So I tried to be kind to myself and be gentle with myself, but the most important thing that I try to do before the show was something that I've been doing for a while now. I like to do it before games, on the field, before 2-minute drives, and it's called box breathing. So you have a rhythmic breathing structure that helps to lower your heart rate. It's the same amount of seconds that you inhale, you hold, and you exhale, and you hold. And what it does is it really relaxes your system. And so when I was side stage, Ryan can probably attest to this, but I was doing that just because there were times where I was like, oh my God, like this is real. I'm really going out and I have to, like, you know, take us on this journey to Trivia Land and get us from where we're at to the end of the show. How am I going to do that? And it started to be overwhelming, the nerves that came up. So I just really tried to settle myself. I'm not sure it worked every single time, but I did definitely feel better after doing those breathing routines.
As the weather begins to change, Menards is here to help with your outdoor projects. Instant Post Concrete Mix will securely set fence posts, mailboxes, and more. General Purpose Concrete Mix is great for patios, walkways, and posts. All you have to do is add water, mix, and pour. Get 11% off all bags of concrete and sand mixes. Save with 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Is your basement broken? Is your crawl space a disaster? Is the concrete around your house sinking or uneven? If the answer is yes, call SureDry. Serving all of northeast and central Wisconsin, we offer permanent professional solutions to these kinds of problems. More than 25,000 satisfied customers since 1994. We've probably fixed your neighbor's basement, crawl space, or concrete, and we'd love to fix yours too. Call SureDry today.
My name's Arthur, Merrill, Wisconsin. In August of 2019, I started getting numbness in my feet. By July of 2020, my feet were so numb, I lost a sense of balance. I thought I was walking on stilts. I seen this ad for Spinal Aid. I took 20 treatments from them, and by then my feet were 90% better and no longer felt as I was walking on stilts.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation or visit us at spinalaid.com.
All right, we are back. It is time to continue our series on John Dillinger and his gang for how we got here. Joining me again is Kay Kranz. And Kay, we left off with the FBI thinking they've completely cornered the gang. They're outside of Little Bohemia. Meanwhile, gang members are escaping. So I'll let you take it away from there.
Okay. As I told you last time, Dillinger, Hamilton, Carroll, and Van Meter have escaped to the north. They're running through the woods north. And now Babyface Nelson, after blasting at the FBI and going back into the lodge, escapes out the back door as well, but he turns south. I'm going to tell you about Babyface Nelson's escapade first because it's the most dramatic escape. Babyface Nelson runs along the shore of Little Star Lake south. And you have to understand in 1934, we're mostly resorts and summer homes. So there's no light anywhere. This is April. No one's here except the few local people that live here year round. So Babyface Nelson finds a light and heads towards the light. He knocks on the door and it turns out to be Paul Lang's Sylvan Lodge Resort. He and his wife are very refined individuals in the community. Mr. Lang is a really good musician, wonderful people. But here this murderer has come to their door with the gun in his hand saying, I need a car, I need it now, and I don't need any whining. And Mrs. Lang bursts into tears and he goes, if you want something to cry about, lady, I can give it to you. So they're terrified. They get into the Lang's car and they drive out their driveway, which is almost perpendicular to the highway as it is today. But the highway then went right in front of Kerner's Resort. Now, Mr. Kerner's the one that owns the telephone exchange. So he has the ability to hear everything that's been going on all weekend long. Anyways, the car dies. I don't know what happened, but the car just dies. The lights go out and the engine just quits right in front of Kerner's. Well, Babyface is like, I'm ready to blow up here. He takes the Langs, puts a gun to their backs, and leads them up the steps of Kerner's home, and they knock on the door. Kerner answers, thinking it's Paul and his wife. They come in, and here's Babyface Nelson. He slams the Kerners up against the wall, and he slams the Langs up against the wall and tells them to keep their hands up. And he goes, I need a car. Well, suddenly a car arrives. When Emil had come out of the hotel, of his lodge with the bartenders, he had asked the FBI agents if he could go to a friend's to get a coat because he had no coat on. And his bartenders also needed coats because they had rushed out. So they have been picked up by George Laporte. Remember, George is Nan's brother. He has taken them to Kerner's, which is the closest place to get a coat. They pull in, they all rush up the stairs and go into Kerner's to the site of Nelson with his gun on the four people. And Emil looks at him and he goes, these are my friends. What are you doing? And Babyface Nelson looks at him and says, just shut up and I'm going to take you and I'm going to take this Kerner dude and we're getting in the car, George's car, and we're taking off. So they get outside. Everybody else is inside. They lock the door. Babyface is in the car, sitting on the passenger side. Emil cannot find the keys. George has taken the keys out of the car and he's in the house just as two FBI agents and the local town constable pull up because they've gotten a call that there's some mysterious behavior in front of Kerner's Resort. Kerner has called Voss's, the staging area, and says, hey, there's a strange car out here with no lights on. So these guys have come to look. They've gotten the constable, whose name is Carl Christensen, because at the time, which I think is really interesting, the FBI could not make an arrest. They weren't that far along in the establishment of that organization, so they needed a local guy. So they had picked up Carl Christensen, who ran a tavern with his wife, by the way, which was right across the street from where someone else is going to escape. So anyways, they pull in, just Newman, it's Special Agent Newman, Special Agent Baum, and Carl Christensen. They pull in, And Christensen said, "Oh, that's a local car. I know that car." Newman rolls down his window and he says, "Hey, federal agents here. We want to ask you some questions." Babyface Nelson is ready to explode. He gets out of the car. He pulls his gun. He walks right up to the FBI car. Newman says, and Nelson says, "Just shut up." He says, "I'm going to hit you high and I'm going to hit you low and I'm going to kill you dead because I know you got bulletproof vests on." He opens fire. He hits Newman right across the side of the head with a bullet. Just as he's getting hit with the bullet, he pushes open his door. Newman falls flat on his face out in the snowbank. On the left side of the car, Christensen opens the passenger door, falls out on that side of the car as Babyface is continuing to shoot into the car, and here's Carter Baum in the middle with a bullet in his throat, struggling to breathe. He falls out of the car flat on his face into the snow right next to Christensen. Babyface Nelson walks around the rear of the car and opens fire on Christensen. Christensen gets 8 bullets to the body, and they're left there to die. Nelson jumps into the car, takes off. There's ice, mud splattering on the rear wheels just as Newman comes back to semi-consciousness, pulls his gun and starts shooting at Nelson. Nelson speeds off down the highway south and turns onto what today is Highway H, and soon runs off into the marsh from icy roads. He gets out of the car, swearing, abandons it, and has to walk 20 miles on marsh and slush to a house on White Sand Lake owned by an Ojibwe family named Catfish. There he takes them hostage for about 5 days, manages to get Catfish to help him get a car, and escapes scot-free. Now back to the slaughter area. Carter Baum is dead. Carl Christensen is near death. Jay Newman has a superficial wound to his head, which is really very fortunate. And he tries to go back into Kerner's house, but they are so traumatized in the house, they think Babyface Nelson may still be there. So they won't open the door. So Emil Winnetka had been taken hostage, as well as Kerner. They have managed to get away while all that gunfire was going on. They ran back to Little Bohemia, alerted them that there's been a bloodbath at Kerner's, and help comes. The night at the hospital in Ironwood, they don't even treat Carl Christensen because they know he's going to die. As a matter of fact, the nurse said that night, "Don't even put him in a bed. He's not going to last that long." Well, Carl Christensen showed them. After 3 or 4 months in the hospital, he recovers. It's just an amazing recovery. Okay, that's that part of the escape. Now again, we have more wounded. So Tommy Carroll, the 4th man that went north, got lost, and he ended up in what today is Manitowish Waters at the Northern Lights Lodge, across the street from Carl Christensen's tavern. Now, it could be that Baum and Newman were picking up Christensen at the same time Tommy Carroll's arriving at the lodge due to the time differences. We don't know. But there's a car sitting in front of the lodge with the keys in it. Tommy Carroll jumps in that car, starts it up, takes off. He's gone, scot-free. Now we have Dillinger, Hamilton, and Van Meter. They go through the woods north and see lights at a place called Mitchell's Resort. Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell are an older couple, and they are a very nice couple. The guys knock at the door and say that their car has broken down and they need help. They walk in. Red Hamilton pulls the phone off the wall and says, "We're the Dillinger gang and we need a car now." Well, Mr. Mitchell says, "I can't help you." He said, "My car's up on blocks for the winter." Dillinger looks out the door and sees the car next door. He said, "Whose car is that?" And he said, "Well, that's Robert Johnson's car." He said, he's a renter here. They go over, they wake up Robert Johnson, they get him out of bed, they pull him out, and he drives the 3 men to Park Falls. And in Park Falls, they say, "Well, Mr. Johnson, we're done with you. You can just get out of the car and figure out how you're going to get home. Goodbye." And they escape. So back at Little Bohemia, the agents are still waiting for the tear gas to arrive so that they can tear gas the gang out. They still haven't put it together that the gang, at least part of the gang, is not there. And in the morning, the tear gas arrives, they throw the tear gas in Little Bohemia, and then what happens? 3 women, the girlfriends and wives of the gang, walk out with a puppy. That's all that was left at the lodge. It's quite a story. So we have 4 wounded people and 2 dead people as a result. So I guess the result of this whole story is the FBI teetered between, are we going to be an FBI? Are we going to be a federal bureau? They had to make a name for themselves, and they had to make it right. So J. Edgar Hoover takes on, this guy has got to get captured, and this rule of law has to be in place. And so that's the end of my story. But if you want to know more, you can come up north and take a pontoon tour and see all the sites. The Manitous Waters Historical Society and the North Lakeland Discovery Center run tours about the Dillinger story all summer long, and you get to have lunch at Little Bohemia. And the people at Little Bohemia, the owners, have kept it really intact and historical. So it's really kind of a fun place to go, as you know.
Thanks so much, Kay, for joining us over the past few days. Really appreciate your storytelling, and I understand why this is one of the most famous stories in the Northwoods. So thank you.
Thank you.
$9.95 at my age?
$9.95. No way.
$9.95? That's impossible.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, a manager here at Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company, to tell you it is possible. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get life insurance with options starting at just $9.95 a month.
Okay, Jonathan, I'm listening. Tell me more.
Just $9.95 a month. For Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance plan. There are no health questions to answer, and there are no medical exams to take. Your acceptance is guaranteed. You can't be turned down because of your health, even if you have health problems or take medication.
Guaranteed acceptance? I like guarantees. Keep going.
And with this plan, your rate is locked in for your lifetime, so it will never go up. Perfect if you're on a fixed budget.
Sounds good to me, but at my age, I need the security of knowing it won't get canceled as I get older.
This is lifetime coverage as long as you pay your premiums. It can never be canceled. So you get lifetime security. And for extra peace of mind, you also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So don't wait. Call now for free information. You'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Use this valuable guide to record your important information and give helpful direction about your final wishes to your loved ones. And it's yours free. It's our way of saying thank you, just for calling. So call now.
Don't wait. Operators are standing by. Call now for free information and your free gift. Call 1-800-974-1649. 1-800-974-1649. Take the first step and lock in your lifetime rate for just $9.95 a month. Call 1-800-974-1649. 1-800-974-1649. Call now.
They say when you come from a small town like us, you do things your own way. A way that builds a state-of-the-art network. As a local, you know the dead spots, so you fix them. You know the neighbors, so you're good to them. Did you drop these? You know the neighborhood, so you make a difference.
Thanks for the hot spot.
You know the strongest signal comes from starting local and staying loyal, no matter how much you grow. The nationwide network built from your town up. U.S. Cellular.
When you shop and donate to Goodwill, the good starts with you. Whether you shop Goodwill for the thrill of the treasure hunt, incredible values on one-of-a-kind items, do-it-yourself project inspiration, or brand names for less, you can feel good about the impact you make. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment in your community. When you shop and donate at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
Rust is most active in the spring. Fight back and protect your vehicle's investment by calling Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing service today.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC News Watch 12, news from where you live.
Ready to start planning your dream kitchen or bathroom? The specialists at Memories Kitchen and Bath are there to help. Get started browsing our showroom for ideas and inspiration. Choose from our full line of Schrock kitchen and bathroom cabinetry or custom-built, Northwoods-inspired, reclaimed barnwood or rough-sawn pine cabinets. Work with our experts to sketch out ideas, and before you know it, your design dreams will be a reality. When you're ready to start planning, talk with the specialists at Memories Kitchen and Bath in Eagle River.
With so much time at home, I need new furniture.
Right now, during Slumberland's Build Your Room sale, you can revamp any space for only $20, $30, $40 a month. Check out this bedroom set.
Oh, I've got everything I need there.
Okay, how about some options for your living room? Just $20 a month when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
Love it.
Build your room during our best financing sale of the year.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
You know, Devin, it's been a while since we've chatted.
Yeah, it has. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to really enjoy this moment.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, well, Devin will be back for you at 5 and 6 with some weather. We'll be at Jeopardy with Aaron Rodgers in just a few minutes.